Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. Frank Boardman Eaton was a cowboy, a U.S. deputy marshal, a scout, and an author who lived in the late 1800s. After his father was shot to death before his very eyes, he learned as a young child how to handle a gun. By the time he was just 15 years old, he had earned the nickname of Pistol Pete for his superior handling or gun handling skills and his deadly shots. That was a really remarkable feat, especially since Eaton had been born with a crossed left eye. And so he had to learn how to aim a gun without sighting down the barrel. He was such a good shot that people claimed that he could shoot the head off of a rattlesnake. The story is told that Pistol Pete was riding a horse across the desert. He had just enough water in his canteen to make it halfway across the desert. His map showed him that there was a pool of water at the halfway mark in the desert. And he chose to trust the map and proceeded by faith across the desert. When Pete arrived at the pool, it was dry. But there was a well with a hand pump, and he pumped the handle, but it only pushed up dry sand. What would Pete do? Well, then Pete noticed that there was a sign on the pump with some instructions. And the sign said that there was a bottle of water buried a foot below the surface, just 2 feet south of the pump. And he quickly dug up and found indeed there was a bottle of water, and he was relieved to find the bottle was full. However, the sign also said that he was to use the water to prime the pump. And if he followed the instructions, he would have all the water that he wanted. Well, finally, the sign instructed that once he had his fill of water, he was to refill the bottle and bury it in the exact same place so that the next traveler could follow the same instructions and have all the water that they wanted. Now, if Pete just took this bottle of water and began to ride, there was probably enough water that he could get across the desert without dying of thirst. However, if he were to use the water to prime the pump, would the pump really work? If we were Pistol Pete, would we drink the water from the bottle, or would we believe the sign and use the little bit of water in the bottle to prime the pump? Well, if the sign was true, we would have all the water we wanted, and then the next person would have chance for water also. But they would be faced with the same decision, to follow the map and believe the sign, or to just take the bottle of water and be on their way, and then no one else could have any water. So every person following the map and reading the sign would be challenged with the same question: will I believe the map and the sign by faith, or will I just take the water and be on my way? Well, over the next number of days, join me as we look at this issue of faith. God bless you.